Oh boy, a programming tutorial. That's right, Johnny. What is going on? ABitWiseGuy here. That was my awful intro of the day. I'm going to do one of those every single video from now on. It gets me in the mood. Hopefully it gets you in the mood. Let's do some programming. So, this is part 2 of the string tutorial in Rust McSeries Dojo McSeries series. This is on a pretty simple topic, and that is multi-line string. So, there will be a part 3 and even possibly a part 4 of this video. Let's get started. The Rust book says, string literals can span multiple lines. There are 2 forms. The first will include the new line and leading spaces. So, let's do that one. So basically, for this one, because I don't feel super confident about putting the correct amount of spaces in and all sorts of things, I am going to copy and paste from the book. And if I'm speaking really fast, that is on purpose, and I'm really sorry. So, you guys are going to ask, why is it so zoomed in, ABitWiseGuy? Well, the reason is someone requested quite a few videos ago that I make the text really big so that she could see. He, she, I don't know. Anyway, so that they could see, what was going on. Well, here is that video with big text. If you guys hate it, I will zoom it back out again. Okay, so let's explain what's going on here, because I've ripped this code off and that's freebooting, and I hate freebooting. So, firstly, we've allocated a new variable called s. Pretty straightforward there. Next thing is we have assigned a static string. So we've basically got a string slice here. So on this side we've got foo bar, and it is a multi-line string literal. So if you guys remember from the last video, a string literal takes the form of static str. So if you guys remember, that is a string literal, and in this case we've got a multi-line string literal. So the next thing is on the 5th line here. I actually wasn't expecting to have to explain this to you guys just yet, but it's something that I'm very familiar with. You don't really see it awesome amounts in lots of different places in programming. The main place you see the line 5 is in unit test frameworks. But that is so far beyond this tutorial series, but definitely in some of my other videos that I'm going to make, that it doesn't really matter. But let me just kind of explain to you what's going on here. So assert EQ macro is basically, it's an assertion. So what it stands for is assert equals to. So an assertion is kind of like, it's like a fact in programming. It's like stating a fact. Sorry, it's really like stating a fact, right? So basically what we're doing is we're stating that this side is equal to the variable that we pass in. So this parameter is equal to this parameter, and we're saying the whole sentence basically reads assert equal to foo new line space bar is equal to this variable up here inside our main function. So let's go ahead and let's run this, and as you'll notice, I am a dropkick and I still didn't get that thing working. So, you know, give me all the oh, you should have got it working, and oh well, I'm sorry. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's cargo run this, and what did I miss? Whoops, my bad. I have left this thing in here uncommented, so bad me. Let's go ahead and we'll clear the console right now, and we will say cargo run, and as you can see, the assertion seems to have failed because we don't have the same amount of spaces in here. So if I do this, if I say save and I say cargo run, there you go. As you can see, basically, I kind of proved my point there. So what's happened is that we were missing the same amount of spaces between here. So we had the multi-line, so the \n, because as you can see here, we've got foo on one line and then bar on the next line. But what we didn't have is the spaces in between, and that's what that assert EQ does. It's a macro in Rust. Okay, so Rust, the book basically says the second way you can get around this is by using the \. This trims the spaces in the new line. So let's just say, for example, you don't really care how many spaces are in between here. Like, you just want to put like a bajillion spaces in here, but you don't really want it to count, and that looks really weird and hard to read, but doesn't matter. So we'll go ahead and save this, and I'll clear this off the screen before someone gets real mad at me. And we'll go ahead, and you'll think, oh, well, that shouldn't work, should it? Because, you know, I don't have any spaces. I don't have any new lines in there. Well, let's go ahead and we will clear the console once again, and we will say cargo run not cargo ruin. Hopefully it doesn't fall into ruins. And as you can see, we have got no assertion failure here, just to prove that assertion failures are still alive and kicking and ready to break my morale at any point. As you can see, we do cargo run, and it said the process didn't exit successfully. We got an assertion failed, left to right. And in fact, let's just have a little look at this assertion, because I think it's quite an interesting thing here, since this is quite a short video. Basically, it just tells you what the assertion that failed. So it says, panicked at assertion failed. So panic is kind of like, it's a primitive like exception. That's like the best way I can explain it at this point in time without going into the panicked macros. But it says panicked at assertion failed, left equals right. So left, basically foobar does not equal foobar SDF. So the program exited, because an assertion is stating a fact, and if the fact is not true, then the program must quit. Thanks for watching, guys, and in the next video we're going to be going over what are we going to go over? The toString method, I guess. Sorry, we're going to be going over the less primitive string heap allocated string type. So stay tuned for that. Thanks. Rate, comment, like, subscribe, dislike, punch your screen, whatever you guys want to do and normally do. Cheers. Love you all. Peace.